Hi guys, I should really, you know, my first video with showing everybody my garden, I should at least look decent. But today's Saturday, there's a fire right behind our farm. It's not really a working farm, it's almost like a hobby farm. So 5 years ago, I've been a fan of Epic Gardening, Jacques, More Than Farmers. I've watched the Van Wives. I've watched their YouTube and how they have done their start from the beginning, how they started with their farming and whatever that it is that they do, from homesteading to build a homestead in somewhere in Nova Scotia. And I think that is amazing. So I have been doing gardening. First, it was like maybe almost 5 years ago. It was just a strip of, we're sitting on a 3.5 acres, and we're only using 3/4 of it is where the house, and there's big yards, front yards, and things like that. So we didn't I didn't really plan on doing my own garden, but I grew up in the Philippines that you grow your own vegetables and all about fresh. And for a while here, I really lost myself into climbing up the ladder and working your way, and it wasn't really working. And I finally got a job working from home, and I've been doing gardening for, like I said, almost 5 years. Here and there, small things that would only last us for 2 or 3 months to eat, like tomatoes, potatoes, and things like that. So I just wanted to show you guys what my garden is now. I probably will post something what it looks like prior, like a bunch of pictures. And I'm fairly new with this technology, so I have no idea. So I'm probably gonna just talk my way into and then post it, unedited, because I don't know how to edit and things like that. So my girlfriend had old fence. She was gonna throw all of that, so I end up actually getting all of them. Maybe there was like 700 pieces of those. So I created boxes out of them, and then I filled it with, I watched so much video about gardening, so I filled it with like big something like this. I don't even know. English is my second language, so pardon me. So this year my corn is everywhere because I planted my corn somewhere, and my cow, actually, our only one cow left because one died. We usually have 2 cows every year, and we do slaughter our own beef here. Eventually I want my chicken coop and goats and things like that, but that is something I dream of because I want to be fully sustained. Because every time I go to the store, it kills me that I'm spending so much money on veggies that I probably could grow on my own and just know how to can and things like that. So this is where my potatoes, I planted like 6 those red potatoes, and I was like, it was starting to grow, and I was like, what the heck, I'll just plant it. And you guys, it amazes me. So I have where my so this is a funny story. My greenhouse, you probably could see in that corner over there, it blew because we had a high wind, and all my seedlings that I started in February just gone, completely gone. So I really didn't start planting until probably June. So I'm very late. So, and I don't have a lot of bees. I'm supposed to have bees and flowers that attract bees. Didn't really know anything about gardening. I still don't know shit about gardening. Like, you're supposed to amend your stuff, so I'm just planting it because it's already here. I have done like some like fertilizer, like bone meal and things like that, but really nothing serious. I have a full-time job and I have family, so it's really hard to juggle that. So I have my potatoes. I started doing canning and my potatoes, and it's really So you can see I have rows and rows of potatoes. So I'm only doing beef steak and Roma tomato because it's supposedly really good, and they don't go as high as, you know, that requires a lot of support. I mean, I still have to do a little bit of support, but not as much. And I really need to learn how to do spacing. Like I read those instruction in the back of those seed thingy, but it never works out. And this, my peppers, it's amazing that I just happened to buy an organic peppers, like Californian peppers, like red, yellow. And I took the seed and I put it in a paper towel. I Google it and then it grew. And this is the only thing that maybe 6 or 7, and it's not really well spaced, but it is growing some. And before I'm learning about how to do canning, and pardon my mess, I'm in my somewhat of a cellar. So this is what I got. Not very well. My potato out of 6, it kind of not bad actually. So this is I've been doing. We have a strawberry and raspberry, so I would harvest maybe enough to do the 8 jars of this. That, you know, we're not really a big jar thingy, and so jam. So we don't eat as much. So I tried dill cucumber because I had dill. For some reason I managed to grow dill. And I have apple trees here. Granny Smith is really nice and sweet. So it didn't produce last year because it was there was some sort of disease, and now it kind of produced only half of the tree. So I'm not sure what that means. And then my husband does this. He goes to moto during summer, and then on top of it, the weekends, it's not really available for me because we go to racetracks. So these tires, there's so much of it, and like some people color them. So the guy, I usually ask him a bunch of tires at the end of the weekend, and then I just did this this year, so I'm gonna start planting some plants that would attract bees. So this is, I have 2 rows of I think beef steak and 2 rows of Roma, or maybe 3 to 1, I'm not sure. And yeah, it really dawned on me that maybe I should take this seriously. So I transfer my my strawberries from where that table is, a small patch in there, because they're just going everywhere. But look at this. This thing is just like growing. And so I could never grow broccolini from, I think I bought this as a start, but look at this. It's like, it's so full, and I have been harvesting it towards summer. And I have kale that I think I bought that in the store to get ahead when my greenhouse went berserk on me twice. So it killed pretty much all my seedlings. So this I grown is a squash. And yeah, this, I don't even know how to turn this camera around. And then I grow this, I think this is broccoli, and then squash right here, and then I think more kale, and these sunflowers are really gorgeous when they start flowering. And then my husband always loved to buy me like instead of flowers, he buys me plants, so I just replant it after it's done flowering. I got my basil that I bought. I could never, again, cilantro and basil and any herbs, I'm having a hard time. And then I have celery, and then a bunch of this is where I harvested. I planted these were my first plants that my husband bought me, and then they're just everywhere. So my husband last night was like, oh, we should get you a greenhouse, and then Costco's having this big sale, you know. So I think it's gonna go right here because it's only 8x7. It's not very big, but it's a start, you know. And at some point we're gonna do solar. Actually, we wanted to do solar and it fell apart. It just didn't like the sales pitch, and $30,000, that's quite a lot of money, you know. And then I made some boxes here. We have so many spaces that I don't even know how to use, you know. It's so overwhelming. And so, and this, I transplanted this, like, this is the second year that had like grapes. Like, there's so much grapes, and I heard that you're supposed to only have 20 fruits per grapes, and the rest you're supposed to cut. But I that's the thing, is like, I hate cutting stuff, you know. I hate having to do that, because I feel like you work so hard to grow it, and then I don't feel like cutting it. And so this, I think this is a cauliflower. I'm not sure, because when my greenhouse went into, like, toppled twice, I think I planted cauliflower and broccoli, but I'm not sure. But this, guys, you guys, this is the zucchini. I've harvested giant zucchini. Like, they are so big. So I've been freezing them, and we bought like extra freezer, because we have our own beef, so we need space. And then the problem with this is I plant so much Swiss and kale. I really can't, you know, like, my family don't really like veggies, but we do. And then I have this red Russian kale that I planted from seeds. Yeah, those are the things that over here I planted from seeds, which is surprisingly easy to plant. And that, whatever we cannot eat, I would still prune them and then give it to our cows, because kale and Swiss chard, our car loves it, you know, our cows. And so, yeah, so that is my introduction to my 5 years of gardening, and doesn't seem like it's really, I think it started to thrive. I really just need to make, like, very, you know, serious. I need to be serious about it. And I don't know what kind of strawberries these are, because, yeah, they're different kinds. But tomatoes, I do can a lot of tomato. I do my own tomato paste, and I'm so excited that last year I have only 2 rows of tomatoes, and we ran out of, I have not actually bought, we have this tomato paste. Like, I do quite a bit of, it takes time to do, and then when we slaughter our cow this year, I decided to do canning our own broth. I have maybe 9 or 10 jars, but I end up giving it away. I didn't, pickled banana pepper is so easy to plant, but I didn't this year. But a lot of these, like strawberry jam, raspberry jam, and we have the grape syrup. It almost like I still need to learn how to can. The instruction doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't work well for me. And so this year, though, I'm so going to be serious about, you know, I've been looking up, and that is my extra freezer. I have 3 total. 2 is empty, so that's gonna be full by the time I'm done. And the beauty about this is, like, we are well here, so I never had to worry about water, so I can pretty much I water my plants every day, and I think that's not a good thing. I'm not sure. So anyway, so if you guys can have, like, advice, I know I watch so much and I wanted to do YouTube, and this is not the only passion I have. I do a lot of things on here. That's why it's called Guinevere's Tale, because I just don't do garden. I do a lot of stuff. So hopefully you guys can subscribe, and then, you know, help me grow my channel. It's just fun to do this, and probably involve my husband with the MotoGP, so it'll be cool. So thank you.